This is Jeremiah Israel, and this is the Jeremiah Report. That's right, the Jeremiah Report. Check it out, man. I was just having a little thought process just now, and I was wondering our position, black people in America. What is our position? We have went through slavery. We have went through apartheid, whatever you want to call it. You want segregation? Excuse me. We went through all these things. Ask yourself this question: why in the world that we went through all this stuff that we have not tried to establish our own land? Okay, most nations have their own land. We don't have to necessarily separate from this country, but we have to establish our own land. What would happen if America falls? Is there anywhere we could go as a black nation? At this time, we have been ridiculed. We have been publicly humiliated through our music and our talents, basketball, football, every talent that black people have throughout this country. We have been manipulated and we have been embarrassed worldwide. Alright, you got superstars that don't act like superstars, that act like sluts and whores. It's like it's our culture, okay, and as simple as that. And it's going through the whole world, negative, all day, every day. But what I'm saying is, I was listening to not too long ago, Farrakhan. Farrakhan was talking about how Detroit was falling and how black people can't run a nation and so forth and so on. And why would our leaders ask black people to set up a house? Set up a house in a burning situation. This house is burning down. Do they not see this? These leaders that we have today have no idea that this country is burning down at the seams. You cannot establish a family in a burning house. We have to go out there and find and negotiate with other nations for land. Maybe Africa, maybe the Middle East, whatever. But if we don't do it soon, we're going to be caught up, messed up in the same situation these Caucasians have put themselves in. I don't know if when America falls, that these nations will take us in, but chances are, according to prophecy, they will not. So what are these leaders doing? Okay? You have to have a refuge. You have to have a place you could go just in case your master's house is going to be destroyed. You got gay marriages in the Christian church. You got people killing each other left and right. You got cops murdering us. You think that's going to stop? You think that's going to just fall over? No. What happens when it gets unbearable? What happens when it gets real bold to the point of normalcy? What you gonna do then? Who says that the American government, who used to have us enslaved and had laws against us to this very day, is going to help black folk? We had to help ourselves. And the only one that helped ourselves is to get land. Why ain't Farrakhan? Why ain't Sharpton? Why ain't all these leaders preaching this? They stay clear from these issues, and nobody brought it up. The first thing you need is land. First thing you need is land. You need a land, you need a culture, and you need laws and so forth and so on. That's the first thing people should have been doing when they got free. When Kennedy gave us our freedom. People will think that Lincoln gave us our freedom. He gave us a little portion of freedom. He just let us go from slavery. He didn't give us our freedom. Kennedy actually gave us our freedom with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. So, why haven't our leaders talked to people in Africa and so forth and so on, and establish some kind of land for us? Why hasn't that come up? Why hasn't that even come up in any of their speeches? They persist on trying to be a part of a nation that don't want nothing to do with them, or just stringing them along, or a nation that has somebody in their nation that is a slave class to them, that's waiting to go back into slavery. Right now they're organizing the jail situation, the prison situation as the new penal. Is the new what's that called? It's a new it's a new plantation. I mean, what's the difference from the plantation in back 1800s and 1700s than the penal system today? You gotta go out there and work, hot ass hours, don't get paid. These cops are out there imprisoning us on a daily basis. Okay, bringing us in jail, and this country, after you come from jail, you don't have no chance of finding a job. So what you gotta do? What can you do? But go into the same situation you was in before. Do what you know best. You are not allowed to change on a new leaf. You're not allowed to have a normal life. You can have college all you want in prison. Once you get out, there is nobody going to give you a job, and nobody is going to forgive you for what you did or did not do. It's stuck in their memory, like some unremovable data that people can't find. They just cannot remove it from their mind that you was accused of something. The very accusation of being accused of something is actually plausible for you to go to jail, even though the people didn't even see you do it. That's becoming fact in this country. What chances do black people have in this country with that kind of mindset? None. So why our brothers and sisters and our leaders did not bring this up in any conversation I've ever heard? Getting our own land, getting about maybe 1,000 contractors, which are black. Having politicians, we have politicians, important politicians, to go to other countries and establish some land that can hold about 600 million black folk. We only occupy 14% of this country. All right. Why haven't they done this? Why haven't they thought of something like this? Are they getting paid to say what they say? How come they ain't bring this up? The last thing this country or this Caucasian wants is for black people to get their own land. They don't want that. They're having a heart attack. To the point where they're actually going out there in Africa, spreading the AIDS virus like nobody's business, and bringing that news back to African Americans to ensure that black people won't go to Africa. Oh, hell no. I ain't going to Africa. You know all those AIDS? They losing their mind over there. Sleeping with monkeys and stuff like that. AIDS is a biological weapon that was made in laboratories. I said that 10 years ago. 12 years ago. You tell me what's going on with this country. They don't want you to move nowhere, and they sure damn they don't want to give you anything. They're taking all the jobs out of the brothers' chances of survival. They're putting all of us in jail to do construction work for free. What's more profitable? You working for an organization, making what? X amount of dollars? Or you working in jail for free? Most of these organizations or corporations are sending all their contracts to prisons. Why? Because it's cheap labor. Who's the cheap labor? Black people. Because black people make up 89% of the, I say 89 to 85% of the prison population. It's becoming the norm that to see black people in jail. It's coming the norm. It's even in our rap videos. These people are in the streets. These people in the streets are bringing prison tactics or bringing prison lifestyle onto the streets, and the streets are making it plausible. They were singing rap videos about crime and murder and rape. Okay? And it's simple as that. Crime is plausible. You are black. You're supposed to do crime. What are you doing? Are you mad? Even the girls bid on this. Soon, black people will have no occupation but crime. And then America, if they didn't do it already, will exploit you to the rest of the nations and say you are nothing but troublemakers. Get out. And once they kick you out, where you gonna go? You ain't establish no damn land. You ain't establish anything. You ain't even get in contact with no organization or country to give you any land. Where you gonna go? This is my argument with these so-called black leaders. These black leaders need to get up and stop playing around and stop dilly-dallying and stop talking about stuff that we heard all through the 60s, 40s, and 50s. We are seeing the same thing here in the 2014s. Are you serious? I want something new. I want a leader that come up with something new. How about some land? How about purchasing some land? Okay? Farrakhan also talked about donating $1 each month to the organization to establish something in Detroit and buy buildings. Take those dollars, negotiate something with Africa, and establish some damn land. That's how it's done. And it's simple as that, but they avoid this conversation. They don't talk about this conversation because somebody don't want them talking about that conversation. You gotta get into the obvious. If you want to be truly free, you have to get land. There is no way around it. And if you don't get land, you'll always be in prison. You'll always be a nigga. This is Jeremiah Israel, and this is the Jeremiah Report.